In here, there's a pair of running shoes. Yep, pretty minimal. Let's unwrap this and I'll tell you the truth about whether barefoot running really reduces the risk of running injuries. You want to stick around for this. The answer might... Oh. Salut, c'est Stéphane from Safe Motions. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate this. While I'm trying to wrap my head around what this is, we're going to talk about what the science has to say so far about whether running barefoot style or in minimalist shoes or zero drop shoes really reduces your risk of injuries. If you don't know what minimalist shoes are, you've probably been living in a cave for the past 15 years or so. Send us your information, we'll come to your cave, we'll rescue you, and we'll give you a pair of these to run home. I was just browsing on Instagram the other day and I came across an advert for this kind of sock shoe, and it looked so crazy that I had to buy a pair for myself. This is far from being new. I think it came out a couple of years ago. This is basically a pair of socks with some rubber outsole. Does this qualify as a minimalist shoe? Let's see. They're light, zero heel drop for sure. They're bendy. This is crazy. I was expecting the toe box to be a little bit wider than this, but to be fair, look, this is so stretchy. There you go, wide toe box, check. Anyway, back to our question. Barefoot running is not new. In fact, it's very old. Prehistoric humans used to run barefoot, although not on roads. And a few notable runners won marathons barefoot running. So no doubt you can train and perform without shoes. The whole barefoot running movement really picked up with the launch of the Vibram 5 Fingers. Since then, there has been several studies that seem to demonstrate that running barefoot in minimalist shoes causes less injuries. The idea is that when you run barefoot, your body is able to use a form of spring-like mechanism from the Achilles tendon and your calf to reduce the impact that the floor is going to have on your joints and on your body as your foot hits the floor. It's a natural shock absorption capability that our human body has. So it only makes sense to design shoes that would not inhibit this reflex. Some authors even suggest that if you wear thick cushioned shoes, this might actually harm you because you're deactivating that spring reflex. But if you read those studies carefully, you'll realize that the authors are just laying down hypotheses. They are just inviting for further research to confirm what you'll read in most of the studies, and the conclusions are hidden somewhere in the study. Further research is necessary. Further research should be done in order to confirm. For example, there was a study in 2016 that drew a lot of attention. They had indeed found, no fail, that in total, the runners who were wearing barefoot or minimalist running shoes had overall less injuries than the runners who had been running with cushioned shoes. But here's the catch. Those barefoot runners had run roughly 40% less mileage than those with traditional running shoes. The number of injuries per kilometer was exactly the same. So all this study was really saying is that if your running volume during the week is higher, then you're at a higher risk of getting injured. Further research should be. So what does that mean in 2021? And this is what's really important, so listen carefully. Whether you're running forefoot or barefoot, whether you're running minimalist shoes or traditional running shoes, the overall impact from the ground on your joints turns out to be the same. What the body's really good at is adapting. So if you run barefoot or with very minimal shoes, then the body will try and change the mechanics so that the impact is not so high on your joints. If you wear traditional shoes, you're indeed more likely, according to science, to heel strike, but it doesn't matter so much because you're wearing highly cushioned shoes. Maybe the shoes are not so important. Maybe you should keep on focusing on your foot strength, your overall running mechanics, your posture, your cadence, your stride length. And in essence, just remember, the more you run without sufficient recovery time, the more likely you are to get injured. These are the better predictors of your running injuries, not necessarily your shoe style. You could be a barefoot runner, but you still heel strike. You could be accustomed to highly cushioned shoes and still have great running form. The greatest thing about this debate is that it pushed a whole section of the population to transition from traditional running shoes into barefoot running. And in doing that, they went through a progressive strengthening of their tendons and their muscles. I have a whole video about the foot core right up there. Let's see how those fit. They're quite nice. So I'm going to use those to strengthen my feet and ankles, but definitely not for racing. That's just a personal preference. À bientôt!